Hey there, welcome back to Oki Outdoor Adventures. As you saw in the title, today we're doing the 90-day or 3-month review of the Shimano SLX DC. Coming in at around $190 plus or minus a little bit for taxes. The opportunity to have a DC reel at that price point was just too good for me to pass up at the time. So I wanted to do a quick review on where we're at now that I've had an opportunity to use the reel for a couple of months and share that feedback with you in the hopes that you can make an educated decision if you're in the market for one of these reels. I'm going to start off with the most basic and probably least significant aspect of this reel, and that's cosmetics. Now, I do have this currently attached to a rod, so we're going to try not to put it in the ceiling fan because that would certainly dampen things. But the black matte, or the flat black, and the blue accents, as I noted in the unboxing for this reel, still look absolutely phenomenal. Now, I picked up a little bit of boat rash and general use, but I don't think that that's any deficiency of the reel, so I'm very satisfied with how well this has held up overall. I am fairly hard on my reels, and there's no noticeable chips or dents or dings or anything that would really compromise the integrity of the reel or make it look less valuable than what it currently is. So overall, very happy with the cosmetics, wouldn't change anything. I don't know necessarily that this falls into the cosmetic realm. It may be a functionality piece, but I'm very, very impressed with these power grip handles. Even wet, they hold up very well, and I don't feel my hands slipping off of those. So cosmetics, giving you a 5 out of 5, Shimano. Good job on that one. We're going to jump down to durability, which kind of falls into that cosmetic a little bit, but not necessarily in the exact same vein. So from a durability perspective, I haven't had any issues with nicks in the spool, anything as far as the line guide hanging, nothing with the clutch, the thumb clutch. All the knobs still feel tight, everything feels good. The drag, or the star drag, seems to have held up very well. Overall, everything has performed very well from a durability perspective. So we're giving you a 5 out of 5 there as well. Good work for $190, right? Functionality and performance. This is the real meat and potatoes of the video, and I think probably what most of you have come here to see. From a functionality and performance perspective, I'm beyond satisfied. I was a skeptic, I will admit it. I've told people over and over again that I thought that these DC reels were a little bit gimmicky and people were buying them for the sound of that digital chip. After having thrown this reel hundreds of thousands of times, I don't know, it was sounded kind of like Donald Trump there. It's a great overall reel. It casts very smoothly. I will say that I tend to favor braid over a mono or a fluoro. Braid to me just feels a little bit smoother. It pitches very well. You can flip very easily. I have it set on 2 for braid right now. I would encourage you to use that cast control knob with the appropriate line type and condition. And then, of course, I made a comment in one of my other videos about the tension knob, and I still hold true to that comment. You will have to make some adjustments. The manual says to adjust the spool so that there's very little play back and forth, but there's no real guide for that, right? It's kind of by feel, I would say. You can move it with your thumb, but where does very little begin and end? So one item that I noted in the unboxing, and I think is part of what caused my initial skepticism, was 11 pounds of drag. You know, there are a lot of options on the marketplace where there are heavier drag ratings, so I was a little bit skeptical around 11 pounds, right? I just didn't feel like that was quite enough. After having watched Oklahoma's Worst Angler, OWA, Alex, whatever we're calling him, horse in that 9-pound, 11-ounce behemoth, beautiful bass, he put that to bed for me. It's gone. That's no longer a concern. I watched him fight that fish in several jumps, several runs, never had an issue, never really ripped more than, I don't know, 1.5 feet, maybe 2 foot of line, and that actually occurred directly at the boat when I missed my first attempt at the net and the fish swam down. So drag is a non-issue. I don't think that you'll find yourself dealing with that if you're fishing bass or other similar type of fighting fish. Now, if you're out in saltwater and you're fighting reds or something like that, might be a concern. Never really done that, but they look like they fight really hard. So from the functionality performance perspective, again, I'm going 5 out of 5, guys. This reel at the price point can't be beat. Now, let me just say, I don't get anything from Shimano. I'm not getting any kickbacks here, so they're not giving me anything for sharing this rating. I'm just telling you that at this price point, for this quality of reel, I think it's absolutely worth it. I would encourage you to get it if you're getting into bait casting. It's going to be a good starter reel simply because of the cast controls with the digital chip. I think that will mitigate a lot of the frustrations that newcomers to bait casting run into. If you're just looking to upgrade your arsenal or build one out, I would suggest this as well. There are more affordable reels in the marketplace. There are great reels that cast very well for less money, but I think that you're going to be happy with the Shimano SLX DC. I am. My final thoughts, that's pretty much it. If you can afford it, if it's in your budget, go out and get it. You won't be disappointed. I know that there's lemons. You're going to get a bad one here or there. It happens. I'm just saying. 99% of the time you're going to get a good reel, and that 1% that it fails, Shimano will work with you. So don't take my word for it. Check out other videos, do your research, do your homework, and yeah, that's it, guys. So drop a note in the comments if you've got the SLX DC and you have any thoughts that you'd like to share. Please drop those below. If you don't have anything to say, don't have anything to say. I appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video and continuing to support the channel. We'll catch you next time on the water.